So hello guys and welcome back to another video. Today we'll be in progress of building Kashyyk, which is the second part, and what I'm gonna be focusing on mainly today is setting up the minifigures and vehicles that I'm going to use for this build. Now hear me out here, I do not have a lot of Republic slash Separatist minifigures, so the things that I'm using here are pretty much everything I have, so don't expect so much things to be like found here, but so this is my ATRT design that I'm going to use, of course, for the clones. Now, of course, I do prefer the minifig scale ATRTs that can be customly made. I don't really like the big ones, but I mean, they're pretty nice as well, but they're not usually like for mocks. Honestly, I never saw somebody use actual Lego scale ATRT in the mocks. So the minifig scale is my preferred use. You can see that this is a pretty similar design to many others. If you guys do really like it, I can make a tutorial. It isn't that hard and it doesn't use a lot of complicated pieces. Here's a picture from it like this. I didn't really have the best colors, so there's a random green and sand piece over there, but I can fix that later on. And anyways, it does kind of tie in with Kashyyk, like maybe sand got in there, some leaves got stuck. So yeah, this is my ATR design, and something to oppose that on the Separatists is this stab I built. Now it isn't the most beautiful looking stab, of course, and it is customly built by me. And honestly, I would say that the Lego model is much better than this, but I had to do with what I had, and I didn't have anything else to put. Just put it that way. I didn't have anything better. The wing pieces are the piece that just annoy me the most, and I could have possibly used some better engine pieces because these are too big. But I did follow the original Lego instructions, and it does kind of follow that way. Now I just put this thing. Hold up. I just put this to make it stand, so this is not going to be included. This do have a clear piece that it can like hover on, and I do have another one of these, so I can make it bigger. Now, done with the stab, we're just gonna move that on. Hold up. We're just going to move that on over there. Now, my second build is a small turret design. Now, I've already tried to integrate some turrets in the actual mock, but maybe I could replace them with this. Now, this one is like an actual turret. It can rotate, go up and down. Hold on. I don't really want this for play, it's just for looks, and it does look kind of like a destroyed area that you can have a turret. Now it does have a handle from the back, of course. It can rotate up and down, you just need to hold it from both sides. There we go. Yep. And it is built on just a 3x4 platform, so it's not that big, and it's pretty simple. So let's put that aside and move on to our next thing. So I have two Dwarf Fighter droids. Now this is going to be pretty awkward. For the original Lego one, when I got it, it was much bigger than I expected. Like, I had to make it look in this position, which is like more accurate than like in the films and the Clone Wars. You can see it's definitely like this, but the original Lego instructs that it should be like, hold up, just need a second. Just that it should be like this. Ignore the bar, like the graph. Would you prefer this style or this style? Because honestly, I prefer it when the legs are like this. So yeah. And this is my custom spider droid design. Now, I wasn't really going for like the accuracy of this one. I was just designing it on my own. And honestly, I kind of do prefer this. For the first time ever, my own build is preferred over the original Lego. And the problem is that it's only have 3 legs, because I was kind of low on pieces when I was making this, so I just decided to do it. And it sounds completely fine, there's nothing wrong with it, it's just that it looks kind of weird out of the spider droid. But it still doesn't have a cannon piece, and the problem is that this one is kind of like bigger than it's supposed to be. I used the telephone piece for the eyes, and this time I don't use this rotating piece. I used round pieces around to make it look fine, and then an antenna on top. So you can decide on which design is better, but that's the Lego design and that's my design. Now another ship we're going to be using is the big boy homing spider. And the problem with this one is that yeah, you can look at its size and then look at my mock, like boom and boom. So yeah, the problem is I'm not going to be able to put this on the mock itself. It's going to have to be like not on the blocks. I mean, it's going to have to be on the ground next to it. But I think that can still work. I don't think it breaks the rules of the contest, because I really want to integrate this in the mock. So now I think we're going to move on to minifigures. So the separatist minifigures that I'm going to be using are 6 battle droids. One I just made a small adjustment to. Another one that I just gave a custom gun. And then 4 normal battle droids with the medium blaster. So I have 6 normal battle droids in total. And I will also be including 3 rocket battle droids, that are these. Hold up, just getting my way. 3 rocket battle droids, like these. Because honestly, although they weren't seen in the Battle of Kashyyk, but I think it's fair that we can still include them. It's not gonna be a crime. And the other minifigures that I'm going to use for the Republic are going to be like first Master Yoda. Now the Republic minifigures that I'm going to be using are first Yoda, a Kashyyk Clone Trooper Elite Corps, then a Clone Trooper Driver, and after that it's going to be a Wookiee, which is Chewbacca. And unfortunately I don't have any other Wookiees except him, so we're gonna have to deal with it. And I'm gonna teach you a little trick that you can all use in your mocks, stop motions. If you have not a lot of a specific figure, for example like Clone Troopers, you can get a Stormtrooper, and you can see that they're almost identical in how they are and their printing. So you can just remove the helmets, and because they have are like the ones I have Clone Trooper heads or angry clone faces, then you can just put them in your mock, and you can use them as Clone Troopers that have just removed their helmets and can't fight them. It's very creative, and I hope you guys also use it. It's not that mind-blowing, but it is pretty helpful if you want to use it. So the Republic's loadout is going to consist of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 actual troopers, and then I took these 2 body pieces and then mixed them so that I can use them as dead, like clones that died, or like troopers that died, because you know that sometimes mock builders use some figures they select as like on the ground as they already shot. That does add a nice level of detail, but I will be using these separate pieces as like that kind of detail. So these won't be dead, they will be actually in the mock itself. And the Republic will also have the ATRT and the small third design. So moving on to the separatist side of things, we're gonna have 6 normal battle droids, 3 rocket battle droids, 2 dwarf spiders, and 1 stab, and also 1 big homing spider. So as you can see, it's not the same in numbers, but that is true because separatists are supposed to have the strength in numbers. And yeah, they do have much more vehicles, but in the same time, the public and the Wookiees were like already on Kashyyk, and they have many tactics that they can use to overthrow